After Vallabhanayagasya of Muthuswami Dikshitar, I would like to present a composition of Muthuswami Dikshitar again in praise of Heramba Ganapati. And as I said before, Dikshitar has covered a lot of ground for Ganapati. He composed, he did a thorough research into the Shodasa Ganapati Murtis that are installed and worshipped in and around Tiruvarur, and he composed on every one of those Shodasa Ganapatis. Not only that, he also, we know Tyagaraja Swami's Ganaraga Pancharatna Kritis, the 5 Kritis that are often cited as Ganaragas, Nata, Arabhi, Nata Gaula, Arabhi, Varali and Sri Ragam. Dikshitar also composed Ganaraga Ganapati Kritis. So there is a lot of ground that he actually covered. So when we talk about Ganapati, probably an exclusive segment on Dikshitar itself will take many hours of presentation and discussion. So today I have selected another composition in praise of Heramba Ganapati, very popular one, pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa, and this one is in Tritiya Vibhakti. So pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa paripalitoham. So Tritiya Vibhakti, the salient feature is by. So I am paripalitoham means I am protected by the Ganapati, who is adorned with 5 handsome elephant faces. Pancha mAtanga mukha ganapati. And pancha mAtanga mukha ganapati, Panchamukha Ganapati is also a very prominent deity in Tiruvarur. Heramba Ganapati, as I said, is just like Vallabha Ganapati and Siddhi Ganapati. Heramba Ganapati is sometimes referred to as Lakshmi Ganapati as well. Has 5 faces. The 5, each of them are elephant faces, the natural faces, and 10 hands. So Dikshitar has very aptly listed all the 10 things that Ganapati holds in his hand, which we'll go over after the composition. And this one is in Raga Malahari, Raga that is most familiar with beginning students of music as well. So probably after Maya Madaloda, everybody seamlessly moves into Malahari because it has the same notes with the exception of Nishadam from in the Arohana as well as Avarohana. Sarima pada sa sada pa magare sa. Pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa. Pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa paripalitoham. Pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa paripalitoham. Sumukhena Shri 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 pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa. Panchabhutatmaka prapanchodayadikarana पञ्चभूतात्मका प्रपञ्चोदयादिकरणा पञ्चभूतात्मका प्रपञ्चोदयादिकरणा विरिञ्चि हरिरुद्रनुतेन पञ्चवक्त्रशिवसुतेन मातंग मुख गणपतिना पंचभूतात्मका प्रपंचोदयादिकरणा विरिञ्चि हरिरुद्रनुतेन पञ्चवक्त्रशिवसुतेन मातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहं सुमुखेन श्रीपञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहम् वरदाभयपाशशृणिकपालदन्त मोदकमुग्धराक्षमालाकरेण वरदाभयपाशशृणिकपालदन्त मोदकमुग्धराक्षमालाकरेण कमलापुरविहारेण पुरुहूताद्य खिलदेव पूजितविघ्नेश्वरेण कमलापुरविहारेण पुरुहूताद्य खिलदेव पूजितविघ्नेश्वरेण वरगुरुगुहसोदरेण वरगुरुगुहसोदरेण सुरुचिरलम्बोदरेण वरगुरुगुहसोदरेण सुरुचिरलम्बोदरेण करुणाङ्गगौरतरेण कलिमलहरणवरेण मातङ्गमुख गणपतिना वरदाभयपाशशृणिकपालदन्त मोदकमुग्धराक्षमालाकरेण कमलापुरविहारेण पुरुहूताद्यखिल देव पूजितविघ्नेश्वरेण वरगुरुगुहसोदरेण सुरुचिरलम्बोदरेण करुणाङ्गगौरतरेण कलिमलहरणवरेण मातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहं सुमुखेन श्रीपञ्चमातङ्गमुखगणपतिना परिपालितोऽहम् Again, a very typical Dikshitar style composition, giving us as much detail as possible within the constraints of the lyric and the structure of the composition. A lot of prasas, Dikshitar is all about prasas, Adi Prasa and Antya Prasa. And Panchamatanga Mukha Ganapati, everything starts with Pa, right? So all the phrases in Pallavi and Anupallavi they all start with Pa. Panchamatanga Mukha Ganapatina Paripalitoham, and Pari is also an Atita Graham. So Pari starts before the Avrutam, Pari Palitoham, and Palitoham Pa is the Adi Prasa. And sumukhena, sumukha is a word that is very familiar with all of us. In Ganesha Shodasanamavali, sumukhascha ekadantascha, that's how it goes. And that's the first name in the prominent 16 names that we use in Shodasa Ganapati Puja. And the Anupallavi is again a masterpiece, Dikshitar's creation. And look at how many phrases start with pancha. Pancha is 5, right? And Dikshitar uses the phrase so cleverly, pancha bhutatmaka. So the 5 elements: fire, earth, air, water, and the sky. Pancha bhutatmaka. Ganapati is the embodiment of the 5 elements. And prapanchodayadi karana, prapancha udayadi karana. So he is the one who makes the world happen, who creates the world, and who makes the beginning of the world. And prapanchodayadi, again, that pancha, the second pa is also the adi prasa pancha, because pra happens before the avrutam. It's also an atita graham. Virinchi Harirudra Nutena Panchavaktra Sivasutena. He connects with his father. Panchavaktra Sivasutena. Panchavaktra is Lord Shiva, who is said to have 5 faces. So Panchavaktra. Sadyojata, Aghora, Tatpurusha, Vamadeva, and Ishana are the 5 faces of Lord Shiva. And Panchavaktra Sivasutena. So very cleverly, not only the Adiprasa on a letter, but in this case he did an Adiprasa on a whole word, the Pancha. And that's the ecstasy that we would see in Dikshitar's compositions when we take a deep dive into the lyrical beauty and the poetic beauty of Dikshitar's application of the Sanskrit language. And in the Charanam, Varadabhaya, Pasha, Sruni, Kapala, Danta, Modaka, Mudgara, Akshamala. So just look at the flow. These are the 10 things. So Ganapati, Panchamatanga, Mukha Ganapati, or Heramba Ganapati has 5 faces. So he has to have 10 hands. And he is holding one thing in each of those hands. So Varada, Abhaya. These are the mudras, Varada Mudra and Abhaya Mudra. The third one is Pasha. Pasham we know, the circular one, but he uses to remove the bad energy in people. Shrini is the weapon. Kapala. Kapalam is one thing that he holds in one of the 10 hands. Danta, and Ganapati is known to have holding Danta. And Dantam he uses for 2 different purposes, if you can relate to. He used Dantam to kill, that's a huge weapon for Ganapati, to kill the demons. And also, in most of you already know that Ganapati is the one who wrote Mahabharata, who is the scribe rather, when Vyasa Bhagavan was narrating it. So Ganapati uses his Dantam as a pen, and then he wrote Mahabharatam. And interestingly, that's not related to this composition, but one very interesting fact that many of you probably know, that the condition that when Ganapati started agreed to be a scribe for Mahabharatam for Vyasa Bhagavan, he came to the job with a condition. And once he starts writing it with his Dantam, he doesn't want to stop until it's end. He wanted to do the whole thing in one go. And he said, if you ever take a pause, then I'll stop writing and I won't be your scribe anymore. So Vyasa Bhagavan, who is also equally adept at divine powers, took the challenge. And that's why in Mahabharatam people say there are a lot of side stories, because Vyasa Bhagavan needed some time to come back into the main story and compose the slokas to provide the continuity that Ganapati has made a precondition for his being the scribe. So he used the Dantam, and in many forms he holds the Dantam. So there are 2 purposes that we would see that the Dantam has been used in Ganapatyam, for both as a weapon to kill evil, as well as a scribe to create a monumental epic like Mahabharatam. Modaka is something that we already know, the Ganapati's favorite food. Mudgara, Aksha, Mala. So these are the 10 things that the Heramba Ganapati holds. And Dikshitar has very fluently put them. Varadabhaya, Pasha, Srini, Kapala, Danta, Modaka, Mudgara, Aksha, Mala. So that thing is, it's one single phrase, can be done in one single breath. He just covered everything that he had seen in Ganapati's hands. Kamalapura Viharena. And this is on Tiruvarur Heramba Ganapati. So very aptly, Tiruvarur is Kamalapuram. Kamalapura Viharena Puruhutyadi Akhila Deva Pujita. Puruhutadi is Devendra, he is worshipped by Devendra on many occasions. Pujita Vigneswarena. Varaguru Guha Sodarena is self-explanatory. And again, all Dikshitars Madhyamkala Sahityams have beautiful Antyaprasas. Sodarena, Lambodarena, Karunanga Gauratarena, Kali Malaharana Varena. And Kali Malaharana Varena is a phrase that deserves a lot of attention. Malahari is the name of the raga. Malam is bad energy. Malaharaha is somebody who is very adept at getting rid of the bad energy, killing the bad energy, removing bad energy. Kali Malaharana Varena is very, very nicely, he uses Ganapati Tattvam for the Raga Mudra as well. Very, very common pattern in the Ikshtar's composition. So overall, when you take a deep dive, there are so many little things that come into play in compositions like this. And I've just learned this composition just to present today, and really learned quite a bit, taking a deep dive into pancha mAtanga mukha ganapathinaa paripalitoham, a very popular composition by Muthuswami Dikshitar.